With Counter-Strike 2's successful release into beta, it leaves Riot in a very strange predicament because Riot, for the most part, has been very uncontested in terms of being a AAA title online multiplayer game. This game never went anywhere, and somehow it's back and better than ever. This game is a glorified update. This one's doing alright, but where does that leave Riot and Valorant? Well, this will probably be their next move. Hello, I'm urnotjustin, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about Valorant's sort of stale state right now and all this really other exciting stuff that is coming out and where that all leaves Valorant and what the next moves are for Riot. As well, I even have some updates on the Valorant ripoff Hyperfront, which I'm going to be talking about as well as playing later on in the video. I'm going to show you guys all sorts of really cool and funny stuff today, but before we begin, like and subscribe, and here is a word from our sponsor. With Valorant Mobile's inevitable launch right around the corner, it's time to thank today's sponsor, Red Magic, the #1 phone in mobile gaming. And they were kind enough to send me a Red Magic 8 Pro. It has a really nice and sleek design, but also has very high quality with the ins and outs of the actual hardware and software for this phone. Powered by Android, of course. Something I was quite impressed with this phone is that it has upgraded heat dispersion layers. This phone is quite literally built to not overheat, to not get too hot, and it has a fan in it to boot to make sure that you can really game on this phone and you can get all of the mileage out of whatever games it is that you play on mobile. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 is one of the fastest processing chips that exist today, and that's the chip that this phone uses. And you don't have to worry about charging this thing all the time either, because the battery is incredibly solid and the entire thing charges in less than 43 minutes. As a complete noob to mobile gaming, I was incredibly surprised to find out that this has a 520 Hz shoulder trigger, which means that you have extremely responsive gameplay, which is as fast as 7.4 ms. I'm not just trying to sell this to you guys, but I genuinely do enjoy this phone, and I think that once Valorant Mobile does drop, this will be my primary phone that I use to play Valorant Mobile, and it's also just a really good entrance for me into mobile gaming because up until this point, I haven't had a phone good enough to play mobile games with. Everything about this phone is completely fire. Here's a picture that I took, looks really good. However, if you'd like to also get a phone like this or get the Red Magic 8 Pro, it just dropped. You can get it at redmagic.gg or in the link in the description or in the pinned comment. Mobile gaming is the fastest growing market in the entire world, and this is the phone that you want to be getting into it on. And I wholeheartedly recommend it. If you're gonna game on a phone, shouldn't it be Red Magic? I've never been one to complain about Riot or Valorant because in the past 3 years, albeit long, the game has been in a relatively good and fun state. However, the game has gotten a bit stale. We have all of these features and things that we want to be added into the game that have not been added into the game. And then we look at other games like Fortnite and now like Counter-Strike 2 coming out, and they're innovating and they're adding in new stuff frequently. They're balancing the game frequently. And while Valorant has at least been consistent with balance changes and adding in new things, even if it's just stuff that you have to buy, the rate that they do it at is just not as good as the rate that a game like Fortnite does it at. I think they really need to start focusing on the actual things that we do on this game because all we can really do on Valorant is do unrated or competitive, and then you have the quote-unquote fun game modes like Swift Play or Spike Rush, or for some reason we still have Escalation, and then Deathmatch is just a broken mode that's not good for warming up or even having fun in. Fortnite literally just added in Domination mode, like from Call of Duty Domination mode, into their game, and that's just so fun and cool and just something to do on the game. Valorant needs more things to do on it, and we'll keep coming back to this list here that I've showed in the beginning of the video that shows things that they did go on record and say that they were working on, being Team Deathmatch, Replay mode, a Deathmatch rework, Retake mode, and a gifting system, all of which were said that they were coming, but have not come yet, and we don't know if they will even come at all at this point, because something like the gifting system was supposed to come in 2020. It is now 2023, and we have no gifting system. And I don't want to harp on this too hard, but we're just gonna leave it at this. My closing thought on the matter of these modes that are on the screen right now. Human beings are a part of the dev team, and it's tough being a developer for a game, especially the size of Valorant. Creating a replay mode, more than likely from scratch on a game like Valorant, is tough. It's incredibly tough. It's been done before, but it doesn't make it any less difficult for them. So I understand that that's not out yet. But when you look at something like Deathmatch, Deathmatch has been something that has been frowned upon and disliked since the day that it came out. They did a big rework for it, and they somehow managed to make it much worse, and they said that they understand that the spawns are bad. They understand that people are camping and playing to win. and they went on record and said that they did intend to fix it and make it better. It's much easier to redo your deathmatch system than it is to make a replay system, and we somehow have neither of the two. Literally all people want for deathmatch is for it to be a fun mode that you can use to warm up, and instead what we have is a try-hard mode where people hide and hold angles to win the game. When what deathmatch should be is something without a score, with better spawns, better spawn times, that incentivizes the players to fight each other instead of trying to win the game. That's fun, and that's something that you can use to warm up, and we don't have that. And yeah, that's sort of my closing thought on the matter, is that when you have so much things that your team is working on, you have just a gigantic funnel of money that you get from the skins that you put out every single week, the least that you could do is make a mode like Deathmatch a little bit more playable. To keep your player base happy, you could add in new modes that you did in fact promise, like Team Deathmatch and like Retake mode. And having these new game modes in the game wouldn't be such a big deal if we could do more fun stuff in customs as well, but even that is pretty limited in what we can do on it. So to circle back around, what is next for Valorant? I do know that the team is working very hard on a lot of things, but if I had to personally guess, I would say that because of Counter-Strike 2 coming out to a very successful ovation, mind you, I think that they're going to double down on putting more work into Valorant Mobile. Why, you ask? Because that's going to make them a metric ton of money. It's believed right now that Valorant Mobile will not come out in 2023, and it's slated to come out in the beginning of 2024 or some point towards Q1 or 2. And that definitely sounds about right to me. There is already gameplay of Valorant Mobile that exists online. You guys can go and find it. I showed a little bit of it in the beginning. That's the only clip that sort of exists of it from a beta test in China. And I really feel like they don't really need to have a response to something like Counter-Strike 2 coming out, because Valorant is sort of in its own lane and it makes a ton of money in its own lane. So why would it even bother ramping up content production or adding in new modes or replay mode or anything like that when they could just simply release Valorant Mobile, which could be pretty fun in my opinion. It really could. And I really do think that it's going to come out much faster than they said it's going to come out, because a game like Hyperfront has existed for over a year now, and that came out to pretty much give the shaft to Riot. NetEase is known for stealing game concepts and just blatantly remaking them and releasing them before like the actual developer of the initial game could put out their version of mobile. And it's a kind of shady business, and they make a lot of money on their own as well. But what you're seeing on the screen right now is actually literally me playing Hyperfront. Like, I went again to the darkest depths of my mind to play a game like Hyperfront, which is literally, even after playing it, now I can like say it as a matter of fact, just a copy of Valorant. This is actually just a copy. But I wanted to kind of give you guys an update on this. A lot of people, when I initially made my Hyperfront video a really long time ago, told me that I should go through and try to make a video about actually playing it, and I never really had any interest in doing that until now. I was sent the Red Magic gaming phone as a part of the sponsor, which is a really great phone, like no BS. So I got a VPN and I downloaded Hyperfront to actually try it out, and maybe we'll do a full-fledged video on it soon. But like, just this game is ridiculous. It's only bots. And here's a fun fact for you guys. I had to download the VPN because this game is quite literally not allowed to be downloaded in a lot of places on Earth, including where I live, being North America. Like, I'm deathly serious with you. All of these players that you're seeing me just annihilate very easily without any sort of skill on the screen right now, they have actual usernames, but I do just expect them to be bots. And I'll probably do a video on this in the near future. This game is literally just Valorant. And what's even crazier is that right now, if you live in North America, I'm not sure about what other regions you can and can't do this, but at least in North America, if you go to the actual Hyperfront like website, the one where you can actually download the game from, you're not allowed to go to the website. Like, you're gonna get an error saying that the Amazon like cloud protection thing or whatever that they use is not allowing it to be visited by people in North America because of the ongoing lawsuit that is against NetEase by Riot. That's pretty weird, but yeah, let's just go back to the general point of this video, and that's that Riot has promised us a lot of stuff and we have not gotten it yet, and I play the game every single day and I really do love the game still. I just am left wanting more, and I feel like when we look at modern games today, that the bar is pretty high and pretty low at the same time. Fortnite has set the bar astronomically high in terms of like what it means to produce a product through your video game. They have events, they have celebrity crossovers, they have all sorts of this just crazy stuff that is wrapped up into one game. And I understand that with a game like Fortnite, it's much easier to sort of throw all of this like pop culture stuff into there and all these like sandbox type game modes. I've been saying this since day one. Valorant has the potential to do that very same thing. It's just a matter of when will they do it, and I hope that they do it soon. And it's not because I'm disappointed in Valorant, and it's not because I'm not enjoying the game. It's just because I really think that Valorant should be on a whole nother level than it's at. This is one of the biggest games in the entire world for a very, very deserved reason, and it should be on the same level as Fortnite. It should be something that's just astronomically huge that everybody knows about and everybody wants to play. We had one celebrity crossover with Zed, and that was really insane, and I just feel like, why can't we do more? Do check out the sponsor because it is a really great product if you're looking for a new phone and you like gaming phones and gaming on mobile. Leave a comment on the video on how you're feeling about the current state of Valorant. Like the video and subscribe if you're new. As always, I'm Justin and you're not. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.